right, guys, I got another challenge lock from Honorable Donk out in New Mexico. This is actually the same one. This is the same one. I had returned it to him. He redid the guts. But before we talk about this lock anymore, let's talk about something that I probably should have mentioned quite a while ago. Honorable Donk sent this from New Mexico to me here in Virginia in this little very convenient ready post box that they sell in the post office. But you pay a very high price for that convenience. $11.52 just to get a single lock to me here. What I would say is if you guys are going to send a challenge lock, use one of these little padded envelopes. These are also in the post office, but the envelope is only $1, and you can send it anywhere in the U.S. for $3.50. If you got something that has sharp edges or won't fit in one of these, then go with the flat rate box, and that's only $7.15. Even that would be a tremendous saving over $11.52. That's a lot of money. And the flat rate is like twice or even 3 times the size of this little guy. Anyway, all about saving money. Honorable Donk. He says, hey, Bill, awesome job on the last challenge. And then he says he spent a little more time on this one, so hopefully it'll be a little more difficult. Have fun and good luck. He's got the key sealed in this little pouch on the bottom. He just folded the page over and used tape. Hopefully we don't need that stinking key because I opened this guy before. Very tough lock. I really do like these. You can even see on here, there's my mark on the body of the lock that I put on there last time, but obviously it's a new core. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get this guy picked. See what Honorable Donk has come up with. Hopefully it's not trap pins. I don't mind trap pins. I probably should talk about that just a little bit. I really don't mind trap pins as long as they're recoverable trap pins. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. There we go. Recoverable trap pins are okay. It's just that when you give me one chance to pick it and then it goes into an unrecoverable trap, I don't really think that's fair. I get one shot and no retry. I should at least get the full 30 minutes if it's going to be a challenge lock. Okay, I'm going to use the same mark there and just add one right here. So the only rule remains the key has to work. Has to come with a key, and the key does have to work. And please stay away from, oh, I should have done it a little more, the spring tension on that core, but there's where we are. Please stay away from non-recoverable traps. That's too tight. Let's try this guy, 10,000 from Rare Elements. Make them recoverable traps. I'm having trouble figuring out what's in there. Let me slide it from the edge here. I'm only counting 5, but I know there must be 6. I'm pretty sure there were 6 last time. There we go, 6. All right. No super springs. Another big plus. All right, nothing binding. All right, so I can't use a 10,000 using the level of tension necessary to overcome the spring tension because I'll break the pick. Let me try a 13,000. And again, I got some nice new handles on these guys. Lime green is now 13,000. And he won't go by that wording. Nope. Nope. Okay. At least I got to show off my new green handled picks. All right, I really hate to put a valuable pick into a challenge lock. I'm not going to stick my medium rat yoke, so I'm going to use a medium from Praxis kit. Turn this a little bit, maybe you can see a little bit better. Okay, everything can bind, the slightest tension binds everything in the back. I'm sure that's part of the plan. All right, 10,000, the Cadabra. Very light tension. I'm just going to try to rake up a fault set. Again, slightest tension, I'm feeling stuff binding up, which makes my rake ineffective. All right, I heard a whole bunch of stuff fall. Let's try bottom of the keyway tension. I'm just going to hold it in place. I'm going to take my pick upside down. I'm going to push all the pins to the top. We're going to do the overlift trick. Get in there. And I've got some binding pins, even at the slightest tension. So let's push them up first. They don't want to go. What in the world? Wow. I did not feel a super spring when I was counting pins. There we go. Let's try that. Put the tensioner in there. Tension it. Swap tensioners. Get the rake back. Start lightening up on my tension wrench. Hey Siri, stop timer.
Your timer is stopped.
All right. Stop it. All right. I give up. All right, guys, I have made 3 attempts on this lock with no success. I tried going clockwise, and there's really strong spring tension on it. I really wasn't getting any feedback from the pins, so I decided to try to pick it backwards, which is one of my favorite tricks with these locks because there is no spring tension. I barely got any feedback going counter rotation, and you can see, I think you can see on the bottom here, I rake this thing so much. I think you can see some metal dust down here. I mean, I rake the devil out of it and nothing. I get nothing. So definitely whipped. So let's open it up. First, let's make sure that key works. Got to declare a whipped. At least it doesn't happen every day, right? We will get the key out. Let's go ahead and get a tray up here. And this is a tray that I shown a day or two ago, one I made out of a piece of corian that I found. Pretty cool. Very heavy. All right. Stop trying to distract. Enough with the squirrels and the corian. Let's see what we got. Okay, we have some anti-X-ray barrier. And we have some awesome bitting. Check that out. All right. Nasty. And oh, key doesn't work. Nope, it won't go in, so not a valid lock. Just kidding. Very strong springs, I can tell. And that is really strong counter rotation on the core as well. And unfortunately for me, fortunately for Honorable Donk, it worked perfectly. And there is a Phillips in there. I'm going to actually use the right size. I mean, you guys have beat me down, so I'll use the right size screwdriver even. Okay, I didn't try bypassing it, but looks like I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. Tell you what, I'm going to put I always get confused, and to save myself a little time when I reassemble this, I am going to put a mark down the side just like this so I can realign the actuator, because I don't get to take these apart every day. Man, there's even a strong spring in that little detent. There must have been a sale on strong springs. Nobody told me about it. The nice thing about corian, especially found corian, I can beat on it all I want to. Get in there. There we go. Well, at least it didn't have trap. At least I didn't hit them. Trap pins. Tell you what I am going to do. You know what I'm going to say, right? It wasn't in the note, but I heard you guys yelling it through the camera. And as easily as that slid in there, I probably don't need it, but cheap insurance. All right, already I'm seeing a couple of pin and pins. Let's get this up here. See if I can, let me zoom this out. It is, okay. So it looks like we have 1 and 2 look like standard pins. Number 3 looks like a pin and pin. Number 4 looks like a pin and pin. Number 5 is a ball bearing. And number 6 is also looks like a fat pin and pin. Not like we have learned to expect from, say, multi-lock. I'm not even sure those are pin and pins, but they certainly look like it. Let me quit flapping my lips. Pull this out of there without dropping anything. I'm seeing an awful lot of modification to the core, but let's get these pins out first. All right, homemade serrated. Homemade serrated / spool. Okay, I thought that was a pin and pin. It may still be. I have to take a look. Okay, number 4. Again, I thought, yeah, I think that is a pin and pin. All right, this one I got to be careful with because it's a ball bearing. And 2 ball bearings. And then number 6. All right, before we look at those pins any closer, let's take a look at this. I am seeing, get the light in here. I am seeing threaded in chamber 1, undercut in chamber 2, threaded and undercut in chamber 3. That may just be threaded, maybe just a little bit boogered up, but it certainly looks like a small undercut. Number 4 straight up threaded. Number 5 is undercut, again both sides. And number 6 is threaded. Very nice. Nice sharp edges on those guys. I'm looking at number 3. I can't decide if that really is an undercut, or maybe it started out as an undercut. Yep, that is both undercut and threaded. So double-edged sword there. Let's look at, well, let's pull the rest of these guys out. Then we'll take a look at these pins. This, so far I don't feel bad. I definitely don't feel bad. And you'll see why when I start pulling these guys apart. Oh, man. Okay. All right, let's get the rest of these guys out. All right, number 1. Nasty pyramidal shaped serrated pin with a small reduced diameter pointed up towards all the threads. And we have a nice little steel spring. And you're going to love the work on the core too. Okay, number 2. Number 2 appears to be a pin and pin. We'll pull them apart in just a moment. With a tiny, tiny little spring. Not from a Bic lighter though. Oh, wait a minute. I think there's even more to deal with there. Yep. There's more springage to deal with. All right, we had a double spring in chamber 2. That explains why the key was so difficult to get in. So we had that little small one stacked on top of the longer one to give some real strong spring tension against this long pin. So everything working in your favor. Again, we got some very intricate work on the inside of the Bible. I'll show you in a minute. Wow. Very nice. Got a little barbell with a bunch of serrations on it. And a copper spring. Number 4. Okay, I thought that was the ball bearing one, but it's not. I see nothing back there. He's not popping up. He's there. He's just not breaking the shear line. All right, let's dump him out like this. Nope. Let's nudge him with something sharp. There he is. He just needed to be teased out of there. Another one of these pyramidal shape with a bunch of serrations on it. He was in there like that, though, with the round end pointed down. All right, let's flip it around. This is quite a lot of work went into this lock. All right, number 6 is another one of these pin and pins. Looks like, yeah, we got another pin and pin. And some more work on the Bible. And then the last one is pin number 5. Another very nice looking torpedo with serrations built into him. A lot of work went into that. And springage. Little steel spring. And the only spring we're missing is from chamber 4. I can just take that out of there. I think there is something in 4. There he is. He's caught up in the serrations. There we go. Little steel spring. All right, let's take a look at this. He put a lot of work inside of this one. We're looking at number 6. So number 6, 5, and 4 are all threaded. We flip it around this way. Number 1 is undercut all the way around, 360. Number 2 is threaded, and number 3 is also undercut. Looks like all the way around, 360. Again, a lot of work, Honorable Donk, went into this. Let me pull these. These are really interesting looking pin and pin. So let me pull these apart. You can see how these guys work. Okay, there's one. And it looks like a little brass nail, but I don't believe it is a true nail. Trying to get this in the camera. Try to do this without poking a hole in my finger. Look how tiny that little pin is. I hope this is coming out on the camera. Look how tiny that little guy is. And there are serrations. That's a screw, for goodness sake. That's a screw inside of there. And the inside of this is also threaded. Unbelievable. He was like that. I don't think that one was a pin and pin. Here we go. There's another pin and pin. And you can see how he's countersunk down the side of there. I can only use half of the probe to go up in that hole. Very small. Oh! Because he's threaded. He just doesn't want to come out of there. Come out. When you put any sideways pressure on him like I am with the other end of my finger, unfortunately those serrations inside of there just grab. Let me grab him with the tweezer so my fat finger won't be... I was never intended to be a watchmaker. There he is. Again, we have a lot of serrations on this guy. Another reason he might have had a little trouble coming out of there, again, I hope it's showing up, there's a very slight bend in him that might have had him pinched in there. I probably did that in one of my vigorous rakings. Probably totally my fault. A couple of ball bearings I really don't understand this. If they were connected, like from one of those ID chains, I would understand it, but this just creates extra very rounded shear lines. It didn't help me, obviously, but that's what we got. And here we have another one. If I can get it lined up. And I did. And the other piece flew underneath my extra battery, but here we go. Take a look at that. Got a little ball on the end of it, along with all these serrations, and without a doubt, yep, the inside of this is also threaded. This one, wouldn't you know it, there's one more serrated pin right here. Or I'm sorry, one more pin and pin right there. All right, what a piece of work. Honorable Donk, sir, I do not feel bad at all. There's a lot of imagination and creativity that went into this, a lot of handwork, very fine handwork on some of these pins. I think when you put this level of work into it, there's no reason I should ever be able to get this thing open. I had no feedback, no indication where I was, which ones I had set. I think those threaded inserts, those threaded pin-in pins, probably had a lot to do with that. No matter which way I tried to pick this, they weren't giving anything up. Anyway, guys, I appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay legal. Honorable Donk, you will be getting this guy. Appreciate it, guys.